Hi guys, welcome! We're gonna be talking about Battle Priest or Battle High Priest or Battle Archbishop or Crit Type Priest, or it's commonly known as Bonk Type. But first, I want to put a disclaimer out here. I do not speak for the whole Battle Priest community out there. This is a guide based on how I understand the class and build. We're going to be talking about step by step on how to build this build. It's an awesome build. I like this build. And this build is a build that builds builders an awesome build for building builds. And you can use this build to build another build using this build as a foundation build for another build that plays just like this build. We're going to be talking about skill allocation, stat allocation, gears and gameplay usage after a brief message from our sponsors. Nope, we don't have sponsors. Alright, let's go. First things first, this build will never work unless you have Goblin Leader Star.
Alright, this build is for whales. This is not for us F2Ps. Let's go.
Namputcha naman oh.
I'm just kidding. Of course it's going to work without it. For Acolyte skills, allocate the following. Level 10 Blessing, Level 10 Increase Agility, Level 10 Mace Mastery, and Level 10 Kyrie. For Priest skills, prioritize allocating the following. Level 5 Gloria for increased luck, Level 10 Imposition Manus for increased attack, Level 2 Aspertio to turn your attack into Holy Attribute, and Level 4 Resurrection. And for the rest of the skills, you can put Level 5 Clearance, Level 5 Magnificat, and Level 9 Sanctuary for shits and giggles. For High Priest skills, prioritize allocating the following. Level 10 Demon Bane for increased attack and damage to dark, undead, and mga demonyong monsters. Level 10 Angelus for increased physical defense. Level 5 Assumption for additional physical and magic defense. Level 3 Lex Divina to silence gossipers. And Level 1 Lex Aeterna. And for the rest of the skills, you can just put Level 10 Safety Wall and Level 1 Suffragium for shits and giggles. For breakthrough skills, prioritize allocating the following. Level 15 Blessing, Level 20 Mace Mastery, Level 20 Demon Bane for additional passive line that converts 3 luck into 1% critical damage, and lastly Level 15 Kyrie for shits and giggles. For Archbishop skills, prioritize allocating the following. Level 3 Deny. It allows you to successfully deny any accusations by your girlfriend that has trust issues because of the crimes of their ex-boyfriend that you somehow inherited. But I personally do not use it because I don't have, you know what, it doesn't really matter. You will never use the skill. You only need 3 points here because it's a prerequisite skill level to unlock level 1 Exhort. This is what I believe to be the enabler of a Bonk Priest build, because of its second line making your auto attack or holy damage skills to convert the armor of your target into dark attribute for 5 seconds. Next, prioritize getting Expasia for penetration and auto attack damage increase by 15%. Duple Light for additional extra damage, Level 10 Oratio to increase your target's holy damage taken by 35%, and then Level 5 Suffragium. Feel free to allocate the remaining skills based on your gameplay needs. For Mastery skills, I myself am not there yet, but it's pretty straightforward. So I will then share what I will be prioritizing first. Level 3 Holy Light Blow as a prerequisite level to unlock Level 1 Inquisitor, again as a prerequisite level to unlock Level 1 Oracle Descent. This passive skill will allow my auto attack with Mace to have a 2% chance to trigger Lex Aeterna, and I will be prioritizing maxing out this passive skill to level 5 before going back to maxing out Holy Light Blow to level 10, followed by level 5 Inquisitor. As for its final passive skill, Let There Be Light, it's for wand users so I don't see myself benefiting from it. But maybe I'll figure out a way to take advantage of that passive skill, so stay tuned. Next is Aesir Runes. Prioritize the following. The Mace's Mastery Empower. There are 5 nodes and each will make the Mace's Mastery passive skill to have additional 60% attack for a total of 300%. Strength Auto Attack. There are 2 nodes and each will increase auto attack bonus converted from strength by 5%, as well as auto attack will increase by 50 points for a total of 10% and 100 points. SP Auto Attack. There are 8 nodes and each will convert 7% magic attack to auto attack, as well as auto attack will increase by 50 points for a total of 56% and 400 points. Repentance. This is an additional active skill. Once a target is hit by this skill, you will have 6 seconds additional 30% auto attack damage to that target. There are 3 nodes and each will increase the duration of the repentance damage buff for a total of 10 seconds. Once unlocked, this skill can be found under your Adventurer's skill tab. Imposition Manus Empower. There are 4 nodes and each will make Imposition Manus skill to have additional 5% attack for a total of 20%. Expiatio Enhance. There are 4 nodes and each will give 1% penetration for a total of 4%. Those are the nodes that I think should be prioritized. Feel free to allocate the rest on your own. Keep in mind, there's also holy damage nodes. 7 nodes that each gives 1% holy damage increase and 2 nodes that each gives 2% holy damage increase. Now this is where things get a little complicated. The stat allocation and the gears. But it only gets complicated the more nodes you unlock on your Aesir and once you enter job breakthrough of a High Priest. As you progress from Acolyte to High Priest, before your job breakthrough, your stat allocation is as simple as putting Agi and Strength for attack speed and basic attack damage. Do this until you've unlocked job breakthrough that allows you to level up Demon Bane to level 20. At the same time, at your current level, you can still get away with Adventure Master gears that can be acquired from the Rift instances. And here are my recommendations. Offhand with physical damage increase, armor with physical damage increase, boots that has attack and magic attack increase, garment that has critical damage increase, and accessory that has critical damage increase. For weapon, you can use the Epic Spirit Hammer given to you the moment you start as an Acolyte class. Once you become an Archbishop, this is where the long mid-game starts. And you're going to start shaping up your stats to have more synergy with your unlocked skills and shaping up your equipments towards non-rift gears. First, I switched to Max Luck because of the synergy it has with the passive skill Demon Bane. This in turn allows me to have a high critical chance and always deliver critical damage that is also being amplified by Demon Bane. Next, I put about 60 Agi, enough to be able to have high attack speed even with Blessing and other food buffs. As for the rest of the skills, keep a balance between your Strength and Int to benefit from your Aesir Rune, Strength Auto Attack, and SP Auto Attack. The latter allows you to use Magic Attack as additional source of auto attack damage increase. For the gears, the main weapon of a Bonk Priest is a mace type weapon called Slash, all the way to its final form, Slash Star. It also has a combo armor called Saint's Cape, which, if conditions are met, it gives 5% attack speed and 5% attack increase. Keep in mind that early stage of Slash is like a double-edged sword that allows you to have a high critical chance rate but having your defense decrease by 1/3. In order to get that away, you will need to have your Slash tiered up 9 times and have it refined to +10. That is the minimum condition requirement to fully benefit from this weapon. For offhand, Rift gear will still do more damage, but the defensive stats of non-Rift gears outshines the former, which is something that you should consider in the long run. I'm currently using Exorcism Bible because of its defensive stats the more you tier it up and its holy damage benefit for every refine once it's max tiered. Since Aesir Rune SP Auto Attack helps us benefit from magic attack, you can also use Shield of Naga for its magic attack and attack percent increase once it's tiered up to 7 for a maximum of 12% magic attack and 8% physical attack. For Garment, just like offhand, Rift gear still does more damage, but in the long run, you'd want to switch it to a non-Rift gear. I'm currently using Undershirt because of its defensive stats once it's tiered up. For boots, my recommendation would be Rune Boots for its attack and magic attack increase, as well as strength and int and additional defense once it's tiered up. But I understand that it's an expensive gear, so for now you can keep your Rift gear boots, but in the long run, Rune Boots is highly recommendable. Accessories will vary. Since Bonk Priest relies on critical damage, Fairy and Bottle is an ideal pick because of its 5% chance to increase critical damage by 100% when doing auto attack. Another choice would be Luck Necklace for additional luck stats that is being amplified by Demon Bane and its total raw attack increase for a total of 257 attack once it's max tiered. Another choice would be Orleans Gloves for its magic attack increase for a total of 16% once it's max tiered and refined to +12. Another alternative would be Fire Shinobi Belt for its melee physical damage increase and physical attack increase. What makes this accessory stand out is its racial damage increase towards angel and formless monsters. It's also worth noting that Powerful Ring may also be used as it gives a decent raw attack and additional attack increase for a total of 8%. But the long run suggestion for this slot would be a plus 12 Orleans gloves. But due to its expensiveness, you may opt for either a Fairy bottle or locked necklace or one of each. Headgears may also vary. For starters, for head, you can use cat ear beret for its 5% attack increase, hairpin headwear for critical damage increase, and since this build shines against dark element, you can also use cursed bunny doll for its 5% damage to dark monsters, and if you get lucky in Thanatos run, rotten sleeve for its 10% damage to monsters, and if you wanna get jiggy with it, White Knight helm is a really good headgear against MVP. For face, you can start with Angel Spirit for its attack and magic attack increase, or Mr. Scream for its attack increase. For mouth, there's not much to choose from at the moment other than the Bone and Mouth for its 3% penetration. For back, Gold Christmas Bell is what I'm currently using for its holy damage increase, but you can also use Devil Wings for its physical damage increase. For tail, there's not much to choose from at the time of making this video, but I'm currently using Speedo Sound Sonic Tailpiece for its 2% auto attack damage increase. This can be acquired from the One Punch Man event store by playing through this event. If you've missed it, try to use any tailpiece that could increase your attack like Mechanical Tail. Now we're going to be talking about the ideal enchantments for this build. For the first 3 lines of the enchantments in their available slots, prioritize the following: physical damage increase, critical damage, attack, magic attack, strength, int, luck, agi, and attack speed. For the 4th line, for weapon, prioritize getting the Sharp Blade for its attack increase for up to 10% or Sharp for its critical damage increase for up to 20%. For offhand, Armor Breaking is the ideal enchantment as it gives penetration for up to 6%. For armor, Sharp is the only choice for its critical damage increase for up to 20%. For accessories, Sharp Blade is the ideal enchantment for its attack increase for up to 10%. For headwear and mouthpiece, Zeal is the only choice for its auto attack damage increase for up to 10%. For back piece, Sharp is the best because of its critical damage increase for up to 20%. And lastly, for tail, Sharp Blade is the ideal choice for its attack increase for up to 10%. Next, we're going to be talking about cards. For weapon, your best budget meal card is a Red Devil Eye card for 20% damage increase to dark monsters. This synergizes well with your passive skill, Exhort, that converts your target's armor to dark, allowing this card to take effect. Minora's card is also a good choice against large monsters, as well as Abysmal Knight card for MVP. You can also do the Doppelganger Star and Atro Star for auto attack damage increase bonus, as well as the attack speed bonus when the combo is activated. Goblin Leader Star is just a personal preference of mine based on how I play. Like I said, it can still work without it. I pair it with Baphomet card, which amplifies the effect of Goblin Leader Star when I'm surrounded by mobs, which also amplifies my Exhort passive skill, allowing me to convert multiple enemies, making my playstyle an effective mob cleaner. Once again, just my personal preference. But the best card to use would be Drake Star card. It is the rarest and highest damage increase for weapon card, especially for this build. For offhand, there isn't much to choose from, but if you're aiming for MVP, Meryl Rowlands would be the best FTP choice. Anubis Star is the next best thing for its 5% damage to all race, but the best card to use in offhand would be Alice Star card for its 15% damage increase to MVP. For armor, Archer Skeleton card for plus 2 strength and 5% attack increase, or Agav card for 5% magic attack increase. For MVP hunting, Heart card is your best choice, but the best card to use in armor would be Gloom Under Night card to fully take advantage of its 15% damage to dark monsters. For garment, my suggestion would be Mayfair card for 5% damage to MVP. The next best thing would be Hagen Star that synergizes well with Demon Bane. You can also use Vagabond Wolf Star card for attack percent increase per X amount of strength, but the best slot in my opinion would be Mastering Star card for physical damage increase per X amount of luck. This card also synergizes well with Demon Bane because of its dependency to luck stat. For footgear, the easiest card to put in there is either Moonlight Star card or Edgar Star card. But for more realistic card, Cookie card for +2 luck. Next best thing would be Familiar Star card for magic attack increase. Flute Player card can be used for extra critical chance, agi, and additional 5% movement speed. But the best DPS Footgear card is Time Holder Star for 5% auto attack damage increase, physical attack, and 5% additional attack speed. For accessories, Greatest General card is a great choice because of its 3% chance to have 10% physical damage increase. As a high attack speed auto attack build, this card has a high chance of activating. You can pair that up with Santa Pouring card for wait, what? Santa Pouring card for its 15% damage to dark monsters. You can also use Valkyrie Ratgrizzly card for its 3% physical damage increase and an 8% critical damage increase. But I personally use 2 Santa Pouring cards for a total of 30% damage to dark monsters. For headwear, the cheapest best card is Martin card for 10% damage to dark monsters. You can also use Agira Star for 3% attack increase, Andre Star for 3% penetration, but the rarest card to put in there is Audumbla card for 8% penetration. Next is Guild Blessing. For attack tab, prioritize the following: penetration, critical damage, attack, and magic attack. For defense tab, prioritize the following: damage reduction, defense, and then feel free to choose which one to level up first between HP and magic defense. For element tab, prioritize holy damage, and the rest is up to you. Now let's say you copied and followed my suggestions up to this point but still wonder why the damage is not as you expected. This is a common trap that players unconsciously fall for because of not counting several factors that makes a whole difference between each players in the game. Number one biggest factor is the Adventure Handbook. It is the most important long-term investment that you should be working on every day or at least every week. There are several tabs that you can work on and they all contribute to strengthening your character permanently. There's the Headgear tab where you unlock and deposit headgears, Pet tab when you capture and hatch a pet, Card tab where you unlock and deposit cards, Furniture tab for crafting furnitures, and Cooking tab for cooking level and tasting level for each of the 130 foods to cook and taste. And here's a quick gameplay overview of the Battle Priest. In my Prepare for Elite, I have the following: Blessing, Gloria, Angelus, Imposition Manus, Assumptio, Suffragium, and Duple Light. For my manual skill slot, from left to right, I have Auto Attack, Repentance, Aspertio, Oratio, Play Dead only because this particular setup just finished Palace of Ghost, and Prepare for Elite. Oratio has an 8-second casting time, and with my current build not having dexterity allocated, 4.5 seconds of casting time is a little too long, especially when you're a melee type. Suffragium helps reduce that problem, cutting down my casting time for Oratio by 7.5 seconds, allowing me to cast Oratio in half a second. Here's the full skill rotation when going in battle. Aspertio to turn your auto attacks into Holy Attribute, Prepare for Elite, activating Suffragium, and quickly drop Oratio onto the target, followed by Repentance. As you attack the target, your passive skill Exhort should activate shortly. Once you see a dark purple shield on the enemy, that's an indicator that your Exhort has activated and successfully converted the target's armor to Dark Attribute, immediately activating all of your equipped Damage to Dark cards and Damage to Dark headgears, as well as your direct counter element to Dark being Holy Attribute, spiking up your damage. And before I go, I just want to give a huge shout out to Miss Maven, King Spade Gaming, Blueberries, Wobbly Wallaby, and all other content creators out there who make guide videos like this as their main content. This is my first time doing this, and boy, this is not easy to make. Hats off to you guys for doing this for years and years. And lastly, if you are outside of Asia playing Ragnarok Mobile Classic and in need of top-ups, I have a link in the description that will take you to LDShop.gg for a discounted top-up price. And that's it for this video, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed watching this guide. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Actually, no, I don't want to do another episode. This is too hard to make.